Welcome to Fright Nest, where we bring you stories that go beyond fear and imagination. If you're brave enough to join us on this journey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. And if you enjoy the chill, give us a thumbs up. Get ready, the darkness awaits you. Living in a small town with limited entertainment options, I often found myself relying on the internet for amusement. Yet, even with access to endless information, I couldn't find answers to what happened last summer. My name is Liam, and I'm more of an indoor person. But when my friend Max dragged me along on a camping trip with his brother and my childhood friend Emily, I couldn't refuse. We grew up together, and although I never connected much with Max's older brother, Nathan, Emily's presence was enough to lure me outdoors. I had been secretly in love with Emily since we were 13, but I never confessed my feelings, fearing it would change our friendship. The only way to get me outside was if Emily was going to be there. Max and Nathan knew this well. When I refused to join the camping trip, they asked Emily to come along, knowing I couldn't resist her company. It was a hot day, and we were all sweating by the time we reached the campsite. "Can we set up the tents later?" Max groaned, dropping his bags. "No, let's get it done now, or else we'll never do it," I insisted. I didn't want a repeat of their last trip, where they slept outside and came back covered in bug bites. They both groaned, but followed my lead. Emily and I worked on one tent, while Max and Nathan set up the other. "There are only 2 tents, I pointed out. "We've shared tents before," Emily replied casually, not noticing my blushing face. As we finished setting up, I noticed a flash of white between the trees. I was about to mention it, but dismissed it just as quickly. The campsite wasn't popular with locals, but that didn't mean we were alone. With the campsite ready, we headed down the path to the lake for a swim. Max and Nathan walked ahead, while I helped Emily navigate the rough trail. "Should we really be camping right now?" Emily asked. "Wasn't there a big search recently?" "I heard about that," Max chimed in. 4 campers went missing 3 weeks ago. They were on something, and no one found any trace of them. "Just in case, let's not go out into the woods alone tonight," I suggested, feeling a chill despite the heat. At the lake, we swam and relaxed, but my eyes kept drifting back to the trees. Suddenly, I saw it again. A white shape between 2 trees on the other side of the lake. "Do you see that?" I asked Max. He followed my gaze and squinted. "Is that a person?" he wondered. Soon, Nathan and Emily were looking too. The shape was too still to be a person, but didn't sway in the breeze like a discarded object. "Let's go see," Max said, but the shape vanished before we could investigate further. We brushed it off and continued enjoying the water. As the sky turned orange, we headed back to the campsite, with Max and Nathan excitedly chanting about the beans they were going to cook. But when we returned, they realized they had left the beans in the truck. Emily also needed to grab a few things, so they all went back to the truck while I stayed behind to start the fire. I heard Max's voice in the distance, but it wasn't coming from the direction they had left it. Confused, I called out, but there was no response. Feeling uneasy, I stayed close to the campsite, hoping it was just a prank. When my friends returned, I asked if they had seen any other campers. "No, it's just us." "Why?" Emily asked, sensing my discomfort. "I heard something that sounded like Max, but it was too far away to be him," I explained, doubting myself. "Probably a bird. Some of them sound creepy." Nathan shrugged. We settled down for dinner, with Max and Nathan devouring their beans while Emily and I stuck to hot dogs. After dinner, we all took a bathroom break together, ensuring Emily had some privacy. As we were about to head back, an unnatural sound came from nearby. The cry of a baby. We froze, staring at each other in disbelief. Emily, determined to help, marched toward the sound, and we reluctantly followed. In a small clearing, we saw a figure hunched over, dressed in rags, rocking back and forth. The baby crying had stopped, and the figure made shushing sounds. "Are you all right?" Emily asked, her voice shaking. "My baby, my poor baby," the woman replied, sounding oddly normal. "We can call someone to help you," Emily offered. "My poor baby is starving," the figure said, turning to reveal gray eyes that reflected in our flashlights. The sight sent shivers down my spine, and we all took a step back. The woman's face was gaunt, her eyes hollow and lifeless. She looked like she hadn't eaten in days, and her clothes were torn and dirty. "We need to leave," Nathan whispered, pulling Emily back. "But we can't just leave her here," Emily protested. "We have to go," Max insisted, his voice trembling. "This isn't right." Reluctantly, Emily agreed, and we slowly backed away from the clearing. As we retreated, the woman continued to rock back and forth, her eyes following us until we were out of sight. We hurried back to the campsite, the eerie encounter leaving us all on edge. We sat around the fire, trying to shake off the unsettling feeling. Max and Nathan talked in hushed tones, while Emily sat silently,